again to yet another enlightening, well-oriented, and mind-changing podcast, which which is my honest point of view podcast that comes to you every Wednesday. Yes, and I remain your humble host, Martin Shola. That is your brother, your humble host, a youth like you, and somebody that has come so that with one mind or with things that I find are supposed to be, I'm trying to make sure that those that are not supposed to be should be taken away, which we find a way to. In this podcast, it is a means by which we find a way, a common ground for the betterment of every youth and the society at large. Thank you for always sticking around with me. Thank you for always being there with me. Thank you for always trusting in me. Thank you for always giving me the feedbacks that are encouraging and, of course, enlightening. I must say I'm happy and I'm ready to continue this ride with you. I just urge that you, and I pray that you continue to stick with me on this great ride that God has placed in our hands, me and you as youths, that we might become better and become better for the master's use at large. Thank you, and this is another new episode, new this week. And on today's topic, we are going to be discussing about what I titled The Necessity to Grow in the Spirit. If you remember earlier on our previous podcast, 2 or 3 podcasts away, yes, 2 podcasts I guess that we spoke about spirituality, youth and spirituality, and we dig into a lot of things. So this is another branch where we are going to be digging into a lot of things for it to come not just once but twice, which means God is trying to speak to you about something. So I guess if you have not listened to the first one, please subscribe to the YouTube channel or click to the YouTube channel, which is Martin Shola, and go and listen to it, Youth and Spirituality. And today we are going to be discussing what I titled Necessity to Grow in the Spirit. Okay, if we look into the Bible, in the book of Romans 8 verse 16, Romans 8 verse 16, we talked about even the Spirit itself beareth witness that we are sons and daughters of God. Mind you, sons in the spheres of the Bible also means women and men, both gender, no segregation. So in the book of Romans 8:16, it said, the Spirit itself beareth witness that we are sons and daughters of God. So even the Spirit itself has to bear witness. If we truly are servants, or if we are truly in God, if we are truly in Spirit, if we are truly people that are qualified to be called sons and daughters of God. So we must always, it is a must. When they say necessity, when they say something is necessary, when they say something is necessary, it means it is needed, or it means, in a simple terms, it means it's a must. It means it's a must. It means it is something that must be done. So necessity to be in the Spirit is a must, that we must be in the Spirit. Or why should we be in the Spirit is a must, because it is important for our life as Christians. It is important for our livings as Christians. It is important for our growth as Christians. It is important because even the Bible told us that we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against powers that you and I might not even know. But they are after us, they are after our life, they are after our growth, they are after our transformation. So it is important when you are in the Spirit, you are the masterminder of everything that happens around you. Not some kind of people that are tormenting you, or people that are following you, forces that don't want you to succeed. No, but because you know that's what is happening around your life. When we talked about youth and spirituality, I spoke about things like that. I said anything that happens around you should be something that you allow. So that is how it should be. So necessity to grow in the Spirit is a must, because you must be in the Spirit to be able to achieve a lot of things as humans, and then people that tend to live a normal life in this generation that we are, I wonder the kind of life you are living when you live a normal life. You just want to be normal. You just want to be someone that sleep and wake up every day. You just want to be someone that it's not happening, because even when you try to, your happiness makes people sad. You not being happy also makes them happy. So why not for you to make sure that you too, you are buckled up, you are ready for the task ahead. So proceeding, I guess I've made a good introduction into what we are going to be treating today: necessity to grow in the spirit. So why should we grow in the spirit? That is where we are going to be starting from. Why I and you should grow in the spirit? It is because it is the way we should be seen and seen and recognized as children of God, as sons and daughters of God. It is a means, or it is a way that we should be recognized. Growing in the spirit, being in the spirit, living in the spirit, living a life of the spirit. It is a way that we should be seen and recognized as children of God. Yes, if you are somebody that just want to be living a mediocre life, you just want to be an average person, both spiritually, both physically, both mentally, on every side. You just want to be average. You just want to be living just like any way it comes. The way it is, that's the way it should be. So it shouldn't be like that. I've come to encourage you that if you are that kind of person that all you just want to be living is living a normal life, living a common life, living a minority life, it's not a good one for you as a Christian and as God has destined you. Because the word of God told us that the greater works that he has done, we also shall do. If you are not living a minority lifestyle, if you are not living a common life, do you really think you can be able to afford to live greater or do greater things than that which he has done? Because before he started his journey, we all remember that he has to go into the wilderness, into fasting for 40 days and 40 nights. You have to. I feel so discouraged or feel so disappointed. Whereas you see some people these days, or some youth these days, where they just felt the presence of God a little, and then they are all over social media trying to be people that impress people online, whereas the spirit is not pleased with them, whereas the God they are trying to portray is not happy with them. I saw something some times ago, which is seek to know, not to be known. You have to go and seek to know God more, not just to be known everywhere, whereas God doesn't know you, whereas God doesn't recognize you. That's something you must understand. That's something you must fight for. That's something you must yearn for. Seek to know, not to be known. Yes, because why should you grow in the spirit? It is because that is the way you should be seen and recognized as a child of God. Necessity means it is a must. Yes, I told us earlier that it is a must, and we must definitely grow in the spirit. Why? Because one, you want to help yourself to harness the grace of God more. It helps you to harness, it helps you to grow, it helps you to dive into the will and purpose of God more. It helps you to follow after the things that are not just worldly. It helps you to be able to con yourself from the common man. It helps you to be different, associating yourself, and then you are different. Everybody comes around you, they say, no, this one is different, this man is different, this man is unique, this man is quietly cannot be explained. People come around you and all they can say is no. Where his behavior, his lifestyle, his composure is different. Cannot be explained. Cannot be overemphasized. Yes, that is what being in the spirit helps you to do. It helps you to grow and harness the grace of God more. It helps you. What do we mean if we say we want to harness? That means we want to dig in more. We want to live in more. We want to enjoy it more. That means you have to harness. That means it helps you to harness. It helps you to grow. It helps you to dig deep. It helps you to enter more into the things of God and then be better in them. Yes, it is one thing that you know the things of God. It is another thing that you are good and you are better in them. You know what you are doing and then you are good at what you are doing. Yes, that is one. The second one is we become limitless in whatever we put our hearts to do. Yes, that is another thing. The spirit that resides in us, the spirit that lives in us, it helps us to be limitless. It helps us to do whatever we want to do better and do it to the glory of God. Yes, limitless in the sense that you are not shallow. Wherever you find yourself, whatever you do, you are not just shallow, but you are spiritually filled, but you are spiritually inclined, but you are spiritually sound, but you are spiritually knowledgeable. Yes, that is what the Spirit of God in you does to you or does to your life. You become limitless in whatever you put your heart or desire to do for God and for humanity at large. Youth these days, all they want to do is they want to be seen. They want to be seen as a public figure online, whereas they are not living the life that God has proposed for them. There are some people that they just want God to be seen. Not even them, they just want God to be seen. And I want to let you know that if you are living in purpose, if you are living in the way God wants you to live, if you are living in the spirit, you don't need to seek that people should know you. People by themselves will find you. Yes. If you are living in the spirit and you are living in purpose, you are living in the order that God has placed for your life, you don't need to struggle for people to know you. People will find you because you are living, or because you have what they want to hear, or because you have what they want to know, or because you have what they want to see, or because you have God in you, or because you have the Spirit of God in totality in you. So that is what it should be. When you are someone that keeps seeking for attention of people, keeps seeking for the recognition by people, that means you are not living in purpose. When you are living in the order and purpose of God, people seek to find you because you have one thing or the other that they don't and they want to have, which means there is something that God has deposited in you that they want to see, that they want to receive, that they want to find, that they want to enjoy, that they want to tap into. So it is a clear example that when you are living in purpose, you don't seek people. People seek to find you. Yes. So the spirit, it is a necessity that when we live in the spirit, people will find us. We will not just find people, but people will find us. Yes. The third one say the love of God keep growing in us as youth. If you live in the spirit, even the Bible told us in the book of Galatians that the fruit of the spirit is long suffering. The fruit of the spirit, it makes you long suffering. It makes you patient. It makes you it gives you a lot of understanding. Yes, so it helps us that the love of God, that is the fruit of the spirit. The love of God keep growing in us, keep waxing in us, keep enlarging in us, keep expanding in us, keep giving us the insight that we cannot even say. Yes, the love and the spirit of God, the spirit of God keep enlarging the love of God in us. Yes, those are the things that the Spirit of God does in us. When people do things to you, even when you know that you have the authority, you have the power to say fire fall and it falls. You don't just use it because to mere people, to people because they made you angry. No, you use it in the right way. So that is what the Spirit of God does to you. It makes the love of God grows and makes you better. Yes, it makes the love of God make you become an exceptional somebody. The love of God or the Spirit of God makes the love of God makes you exceptional. Yes, you should understand that when you are in the spirit, you are someone that has the love of God in you. You have the love of God that you cannot express, but you just have to share it out. You just have to give it out. You just have to show it to as many that comes around you. Yes, the next one we are going to be talking about is you become a man of the spirit and you carry power and authority in God. Yes, the Spirit of God makes you someone that carries authority. You speak and it comes to pass. You speak and it is established. You speak and it happens. Yes, that is what the Spirit of God does to your life. Yes, the Spirit of God makes you a man of authority, makes you a woman of authority, makes you a youth of authority, makes you a young lady that carries authority. Yes, when you carry authority, things around you become so very easy to achieve, so very easy to maintain, so very easy to work with. Yes, authority is very good, but using it in the right proportion makes it better. So when you carry the love of God, you carry the Spirit of God, the authority of God in you must be used in the right proportion. So it is very important that we should know that when we have the Spirit of God, it gives us authority. When we live in the Spirit of God, it gives us authority over the life that we live around us. The next one is all will keep falling in order for you because the Spirit of God resides in you. Yes, it makes you become someone that is that because you are in the Spirit of God, you are not living a life of your own. You are living a life that is ordered and arranged by God. So definitely everything you do becomes good when you put your hand into something, because before you do it, you know that it is the Spirit of God that is guiding you to do it. So you don't fall into victim of how did it happen, what's going on. No, but it is because the Spirit of God has ordered you to do it. So everything will fall in place for you. You go for an interview, and the interview was something that has been orchestrated by the Spirit of God for you. So, but because it is the way God wants it to be, before you get there, everything is in order for you. All questions, all things that are going to be asked are things that has already been taught to you by the Spirit. So things fall in order for you because you are living in the Spirit of God. You are living in the order of God. Yes, the next one we want to look at is when you are not in you have to walk in the Spirit of God. Why? Because if you don't, you will lack stamina, both spiritually and physically. And nobody wants to be living a life that you just want to be living and living and living. It is a life of community. You just want to be common. And God has not called us into becoming common people. No, that is not what God has called us into. Even because if Jesus Christ could told us that greater things that he did shall we do, that means we are not just common men. We are not just created to be common. We are not just created to be a nominal Christian. You are someone that a nominal youth. Let me put it in that way. A nominal or a common Christian, a common youth. No, that is not how God has created you to be. So you are created to be physically and spiritually sound, which makes you have stamina, which makes you bold, which makes you strong, which makes you that you have the Spirit of God. You are not vulnerable. You are not like a balloon, because it is one thing that you enjoy the Spirit of God, and it's another thing that you are enjoying it fully. Yes, the grace of God is there, but being in the Spirit makes you enjoy grace more, makes you become sound more, makes you become enlightened more, makes you become full of stamina more. Yes, so you must make sure that you live in the Spirit, pursue after the Spirit, so that you will have more stamina, so that you will become stronger physically and spiritually. The next one is you are led in the Spirit. You are led because you know everywhere, anything you do, you are led by the Spirit. So it makes you that you receive instruction over every affairs of your life, over every happening around you, over everything happening around you, both physically and spiritually. Before it happens, I told you in youth and spirituality that you have authority over everything that are happening around you. Now we are going to be, this one said, you are led by the Spirit. Then you have the power and capacity to be ruler, to be the instructor, to be the chief instructor of every happenings around your life. You will not just become a nominal Christian. You will not just become a common Christian. You will not just become someone that does things on their own, but rather, as you do things as if it is God that has put that thing in you to do it that way. So yes, the Spirit of God makes you become the lead instructor, makes you become the chief instructor, makes you become the man that is making things happen for him life. It's him or her life. Yes. So you don't just live a life the way it is. No, you live a life as God is the one treating you. God is the one leading you. Spirit of the one, is the one showing you how it should go. So that is what you should know, that the Spirit of God in you leads you or makes you to become a lead instructor, lead you in the right thing to do, lead you in the way to go and how it should be. Yes, another thing I want you to understand is you being without the Spirit of God makes you without the Spirit of God, or not being in the Spirit makes you vulnerable to darkness, makes you vulnerable to the powers that want to see your downfall, makes you vulnerable to destruction, makes you vulnerable. That's why you see some youth, they will tell you that before it happened, I was having symptoms, I was having signs, but because they have not grown to be given ear to the things of the Spirit, you know that the Spirit itself, it happens to us in many ways. It might be that it happens to us through prompting in the sense that you have you have you have you have some reaction that are not common. You just feel like this thing that is happening to me is not common, but you just have not given yourself into it. So the Spirit of God, if you don't have it in you, you are vulnerable to the powers that want to see your downfall. You are vulnerable to the power that don't want to see you happy. You are vulnerable to the powers that don't want to see you achieve any good thing in life. So when you don't have the Spirit of God, it makes you vulnerable to the powers of darkness. It makes you vulnerable to the powers that don't want you to be happy. It's to be happy, and then they don't want you to achieve any good in life. Yes, you must know that without the Spirit of God, you cannot achieve any good. The Spirit of God is the one that will prompt you or as simple as it seems that a car accident, or as simple as bike, or will I say bicycle, is it has killed a lot of people. But because of some of them don't have the prompting of the Spirit, or some of them are not people that have groomed themselves in the Spirit, they are easily taken away by the works and powers of darkness. So with this, I have come to let you know that it is quite very important to be man and woman of the Spirit, to be youth and ladies and ministers of the Spirit, not just to be people of the Spirit that want to be known, that want to be seen, that want to be known by the public, but rather people that want to be seen in the Spirit, and God know you that you are a man and woman of the Spirit. That is something you should know. It is quite important that I should grow it in you to let you know that you should seek to know God more, not seek to be known by people. Seek to know God more, not seek to be known by people. Yes, and this is the end of today's episode, my honest point of view podcast, which today's topic that we treated was necessity in the Spirit, and I have spoke a lot about growing in the Spirit and why you should grow in the Spirit and what it benefits you when you grow in the Spirit. Yes, so thank you for your time. Thank you for listening. Thank you for always subscribing. Thank you for viewing. Thank you for watching till the end. Thank you for your kind reviews. Thank you for everything you've been doing. Thank you for every of your reviews on every of my social media platform, on Facebook, Martin Shola, on Instagram, Honest Point of View Podcast, and also my personal Instagram handle, Creative Mind Finishes 99, and on YouTube, Martin Shola. Thank you for all the subscribers that have been subscribing. See, I'm grateful to you all. I'm grateful and I appreciate you all. Keep sticking around. God is taking us somewhere. God is taking us to greater heights. I love you and I appreciate you all. Thank you for the love and support. God bless you. See you next time. Same time, same channel. I still remain your humble host, Martin Shola. Thank you. I love you. Thank you.